There's a fly. How's it going, Dave and Comic Book Investments? So in this video, we're going to look at 5 keys that are heating up, going up in price. But before I get into the video, I just have to say this. We are accepting consignments for our featured auction. That's right. We have a featured auction going on. The deadline, I think, is in like 3 or 4 weeks for consignments. So if you have any comics you want to sell, we're only 5%, pretty much the lowest in the industry. Not pretty much, we are. So if you have any comics you want to sell, we do all the work, and it's in our featured auction. Head over to collectorscomics.com. Let's get into the video. All right, first is we got Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of Hobgoblin. A 9.8 is currently selling for $17.40. Back in June, it was selling for, on average, $13.86. That's up 25%. The beginning of the year, around January, it was selling for about $15.29. It's up 14%. And in all of 2023, it averaged about $19.75. So it's down from its average. You can see this graph is kind of going down, but it's slowly ticking up. Now, this could just be this month that it's slowly going up, or the last couple months. Or it could be a new trend. Who's to say? We don't really know yet. We really only have a small data point. But it looks like, if you look at the graph, it looks like this is kind of where it was selling for back in 2019, 2024, the whole comic boom thing even happened. So there's also some rumblings of maybe the Hobgoblin is going to be in the next Spider-Man movie. Who knows? I don't know. It would be kind of cool seeing the Hobgoblin. But I feel like he's just kind of like the Green Goblin in a sense. So if I'm trying to think of like who haven't we really seen in a Spider-Man movie, that'd be cool to see. I mean, I guess Tom Holland hasn't fought in a Green Goblin per se. He fought the other Spider-Man's a Green Goblin, so not really the same thing. So we'll see. But also, before I get into the next one, isn't Ned Leeds the Hobgoblin? Am I remembering this correctly? I remember there's many different Hobgoblins. But wasn't Ned Leeds the first one? And isn't Ned Leeds his fat friend? So I don't know how that's going to work. I just remember there's like this, there's like, who's the Hobgoblin? No one really knows. And then like they kept on, I was like, oh, it's this person. Oh, it turns out it's not that person. And all this kind of stuff. I can't remember now. I can't remember the story. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. All right, Iron Man #1 in a 7.0. Originally sold for $12.80. That is actually quite up, kind of high from the previous few months back of $9.50, up 34%. In January, selling for averaging $7.64. That is up 68%. And then all of 2023 is $12.40. That is up just slightly at 3%. Now, this sale was way higher. But interesting enough, I usually look at all the grades and try to give it an assessment of is some going up, some going down, what's really going on with the book. Pretty much across the board, like every grade range in the last, because it'll show me like the last month, is up. So it shows me like, I mean, it shows me every data point, but like a snapshot, it'll show me like 90 days, 12-month average, things like 2-year average. And it'll show me the last sale. Last sale, pretty much across the board, is beating the 90-day average. So pretty much it's going up across the board in everyone. And everyone I looked at, it was going up just slightly. This one was up quite a bit. But this book is up across the board. Could it be because Robert Downey Jr. is coming back? Maybe. Could it be that maybe we turned a corner on comics in general? Possibly. We'll see. All right. Next is we got Venom #3, first appearance of Null, and a 9.8. Recently sold for $2.55 back in June, so 3 months ago. It was selling for $2.02. That was up 26%. In January, it was averaging about $1.80. That's up 42%. And then in all of 2023, is averaging $2.10. That was up 21%. Now, the reason why this is going up is because Null is in the new movie, the new Venom movie. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I am not super excited to see Venom. I'm just kind of like, meh, right? I don't know what it is. I was super excited to see Wolverine Deadpool. That was like, obviously, I was super, super excited. Saw it, great. Honestly, I was more excited to see Alien Romulus than I am Venom 3. Now, the reason for me personally, I thought Venom 1 was cool and good, but not great. Venom 2 was this. I mean, they did not get Carnage right. Then Woody Harrelson, come on. And then Venom 3, I'm like, this is the same movie that we've seen 1,000 times already. He fights another symbiote or more symbiotes. It's like, really? We're just like, you can't pick up anything else. It's just him battling more symbiotes. Like, it's a rehash of like the first one and the second one. And I'm like the first one is like, oh, he fought Riot. And then the next one, he fought Carnage. I'm like, it's like, really? We're just going to have like an all-out CGI, whatever, symbiote war. Like, to me, I'm like, I don't find that very interesting. I want something else that's interesting. So to me, I'm just like, okay, Null's in it, and he's like the final boss, I guess, maybe, who knows? Or he's just partly in it, who knows? But I'm not that excited to see it, to be honest. Will I even see it? Maybe. I don't even know if I'll actually even see it. But yeah. Next is Fantastic Four 185. This is the first appearance of like the Witch's Coven or something. A 9.8 is currently selling for $375, and Juniors are $207, up 81%. In January, one sold for $580, it's down 35%. And then all of 2023 it was $377, so basically the same, 0%. This is shot up recently just because of the Agatha movie. That's about it. That's the only reason. But this is also kind of book that doesn't sell that often. You get a couple of these in a 9.8 that sell per year. Does that mean that it's rare in a 9.8? Maybe, like kind of rare in terms of, not that many on the population report. But also it's just like, how much is in demand is this book? Is this the type of book that people are really clamoring for, that they have to like get out and just, tons of copies being sold left and right? No, not really. So it just, one sells an auction, not very many people are interested, sells low. Then someone goes, I need it for my run, or, this Witches show came out, so that. So then they pick one up for, whatever it was, $375, and that seems like a buy it now price. Someone had it up, so someone bought it. So yeah. Last on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 101, first appearance of Morbius. And a 7.0, one currently sold for $450. In June, it was averaging $375. That's up 20%. In January, it's $345, up 30%. And then in all of 2023, it's averaging $501. That's down 10%. Yeah, so this book is slightly up. I also looked at all the other grade ranges. It is going up in pretty much most of the grade ranges, if not all of them, or close to them. Like probably 90% of the grade ranges going up. So maybe this one has bottomed out. I'll keep an eye on it. It's definitely down below where it was 2019, 2020. It's hitting around the 2018 mark is where it was. It got a boost because Morbius the movie came out, which was not very good. Morbin time. So, yeah. I still think this is a good book. It definitely has an interesting, like, if you look at that graph, it like goes up and it's straight down. Just straight down. Probably after the movie came out, people were like, ooh. And also it's like 2021, going into 2022 era. But that's it. Those are the 5 keys on this list. Like I said, head over to collectorscomics.com to see if you want to consign with us. 5%, all you got to do is mail us a stuff, fill out a little form, and we'll take care of the rest, and we'll pay you out. And we don't have any of that buyer's premium garbage that other places have. So, like if you go to Heritage, they have a buyer's premium, like, oh, well, whatever their seller fees is, 5 or 10, 15%, depending on what you give them. And then it's like, but then you have to factor in that people that are buying are factoring in their 20% buyer's premium, so it goes for less. So none of that stuff. We're 5%. That is all. Have a great day.